The Jobs Plus program will help residents become job ready, obtain employment, and transition to unsubsidized housing. Here to tell us more about the program is Program Lead Montina Hollins and Job Developer Todd Gilyard. Thank you for being with us so much here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this program because you're with the Housing Department and you're stationed inside the Clinton Peabody development. How did that come to be?
Well, actually, the St. Louis Housing Authority applied for a grant through HUD for the Jobs Plus program. So in doing that, they actually partnered with SLATE in order to provide the workforce development part. We actually work for SLATE on behalf of SLATE and HUD and the St. Louis Housing Authority to implement the program.
Why take a program like this into the Clinton Peabody housing development? Because there are other ones in St. Louis, but why that one?
That particular complex has been the oldest and the most economically disadvantaged housing development within the city. So a lot of the other housing developments had gone through some sort of renovation, but this one had not. So they decided to use the monies for this particular development. Is 358 apartments there, and so there are so many residents there that could really use the program's benefits.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the program. What really does it entail?
Well, what we try to do with the program, we look at scalable and sustainable models. Basically, we want to see what works with the population, such as the population at Clinton Peabody. Then we want to make sure that we can make it sustainable. We want programs that's going to last. We want to come in and basically make them sustainable to go on to get a job that is a living wage. We want them to be able to compete in the global economy. So it's about giving them the soft skills and the skills they need to be successful.
And this is really different because there aren't a whole lot of people who go into a neighborhood like this who say, look, we're going to come in here, we're going to teach you, and I'm going to let you talk about all those things that you're teaching, and we're going to help you get out of here and go live somewhere to better your chances in life and your children's chances in life. And that's amazing.
It is really amazing. It's a tremendous opportunity to help a whole community because our focus is, of course, the adults, but also the 14 to 17-year-olds. But we also do what we can to help the seniors and the younger children because when you help the whole family, you help the community at large.
True.
Let's talk about some of those programs that you do in there. What are they?
Well, like for example, we teach job readiness skills. It's kind of odd, but not really, that you would find residents that, just don't have the skills to be successful on the job. You find that a lot of them go from temp agency to temp agency, never securing sustainable employment. And so one of the things we look at that, and then we look at the barriers to that.
What do you do for them? How do you help them get to a point where they can maintain a job?
Well, we start by teaching them those soft skills, take it all the way back to just job behavior, looking at the expectations of them getting the job. What is it that they want to achieve? I believe that if you engage a person and get them to see what it is that they want, then they take ownership of it. And taking that ownership of it, then they have a commitment level to being successful in a job, and then you give them those tools. We work hard at trying to get them to see what the company is looking for, what the company is after. We understand, we let them understand that it is profitable for a company to hire within instead of going out. And so that's a plus for them, knowing that, getting on a job and trying to build and be successful. And we also teach them to understand that it is very important to be on time, very important to be conscious of your work environment. Understanding it is crazy, but a lot of people don't even read their employee handbook. So we talk about the things in the employee handbook and how to look for within the employee handbooks the things that they need to do to be successful on the job, and I think that's what it is.
We have to take a break, but when we come back, let's talk a little bit more about this because it sounds to me like what you're doing overall is taking an interest in some people who no one's ever taken an interest in before.
Yeah.
But we'll talk a little bit more about that After this break, stay with us at STL Live. We'll learn more about the Jobs Plus program and St. Louis Housing Authority after this break.